tell you, had a phenomenal series as well against Face Hunter. Didn't slow down, so expect big things from this young man. Currently kicking things off at 2-0. It's Optic Gaming with the early time, 12 to 5 point lead. Limbo tries to find a kill on the hill. Not gonna happen. It's great to find the pick.
And you know, Methods is actually a player I know a little bit about. He used to play for that Giants gaming lineup back there in Modern Warfare 3. Met him once at an ATL event. Good to see him still sticking around and playing, but it's Heretics off to a slow start. Optic Gaming, they're going to go up by about 25 points. Still see Crimsix. This is the guy to look out for Optic Gaming. He's been playing lights out so far this season.
You mentioned Methods. Methods has got a key kill there against Formal back push. So trying to think about those spawns for the second hard point, but it's going to be confident. Now goes for a bit of a late push again. Methods is still there. Has a supportive journey here. So early on this next rotation, it should be good for Heretics to get a little bit of control of the spawns. No one in the hill just yet because they know how important that kill could have potentially been. But Formal, he wins the gunfight.
Yeah, so important for Formal to stay alive, and because he stays alive in the back, it allows Crimsix working with Karma to push through the middle map through gate. Now they're putting pressure on Nicole. This is going to start to force Heretics to spawn out and see them over near the water side of the map. And it's a long rotation back into the hard point, but Sukri and Lucky are trying to make the kills happen in their favor, but they just don't have the support. And now with less than 30 seconds remaining on this current hard point, you got to start thinking about the next one.
That's the problem, right? You mentioned it, you spawn so far out. By the time you make that long journey back, you see, oh, there's only 30 seconds left on the hill. What do we do? Do we push one final time, potentially win, and then just get the scrap time? Or do we rotate and try and set up early? As you can see on their mini-map, they're going to have to give up that time. And it's a great start for the Green Wall, 72 to just 8 points of Heretics. But Heretics, they have set up a menu build.
Yeah, so they have early position to work with, and now they need to get these kills in transition. And this is a big help for Heretics. Obviously, you can see that they're down by around 80 points right now. So if they're able to get a full 60, you know, we say it like it's an easy thing to do. It's definitely not, but that's how you start it off. You get 3 down for Optic Gaming. You know where Karma is. Should be an easy kill. Now you want to push out of the hard point, right? You start to get your ideal setup going and try to get another wave of kills under your belt.
See Lucky just waiting for anyone from Optic Gaming to push. They don't want to hold the early time, but now to continuously slay out Optic Gaming. Not a task which is easy for many teams in the world to do, but for now, Heretics are doing it. Lucky charge here at 7-6 on a 2 streak as well. Streaks here as well. Massively influential to changing this game.
Oh, if he was able to get that kill on Skunk, you figured he would have been able to win those streaks, but trying to use the window to his advantage. And now once you lose that forward position inside the hard point, it's all about playing the contest game. Takes out Grim, takes out Skunk with no support behind him. It's going to be Formal out for the contest. Turns around, Formal does pick up the kill, but take a look at the time. As Lucky gets the trade, we're now starting to think about this upcoming hard point over in Beer.
Problem is, for Heretics, Karma's gone on a big rotation. We should be able to find one, at least in the back, and staying alive. That's key. Didn't stay there for the fight. Let me just play my life and wait for my teammates to get in a position to trade. And realistically, Karma now all by himself. And Heretics many times just try and force him out. Now the support comes in the form of Formal. He drops. Karma still alive and trying to get any kills he possibly can. But it is up to game with a favorable spawn.
I mean, look, you give Karma all the flack you want for not putting up the stats, but that's the kind of play that does not appear on the scoreboard. Him staying alive in the back, getting his team spawns. Even though they don't win the engagements going into the hard point, you love to see that play coming out of Karma. And take a look at Heretics. They were down by around 80 points, now coming right back into the game.
Yeah, they're making it relatively close. Karma almost had to spawn one teammate there, but Heretics won the following gunfight in the engagement, forcing Optic Gaming once again to spawn out. So Sukri still on the hill, looking at potentially running 17 seconds left. 2 players want to get right in front of me. Thank you very much. That's Formal, that's Karma. But now Heretics, they're making this a game.
Oh, definitely for sure. Time starting to wind down. Optic Gaming, because this hard point still active, they're now having an unfavorable spawn. There's a player right next to him. This is exactly what Crim wants to do. New hard player pops up, that means new spawns. He's going to pick up the kill inside the hard point, gets the capture point, so he's got a good head start to some streaks. And he finds the power for the one.
Wonderfully played for Crimsix patience. And also finds the kill as well, but it looks like it's going to be back and forth. Current score 98 to 75 for Optic Gaming. They have them exactly where they want them, spawning up top. They get a player in fire. Optic should be good to just continuously slay out Heretics until they spawn even further out. Heretics, to their credit, they're breaking into the hard point. Once again, it's going to be Sukri, but Karma finds himself a double looking for more. Not going to happen. Scum there for the trade, though. Optic is still with control of the hard point.
Yeah, Heretics are doing a great job making sure that Optic Gaming don't ever take control of fire. So that way they're able to consistently and constantly reinforce inside the hard point without having to worry about any from Optic shooting them in the side and peppering shots and them weakening for the challenge inside the hard point. But always thinking ahead. Next hard point coming up, we're going to start the rotation over again, moving back over the statue, and as it stands, it's going to be Optic Gaming with around a 45-point lead.
Which, if you consider how this game started, I mean, if you're a Heretics fan or a Europe fan, exactly that, right? Not too bad at all. They were able to just claw their way back into it. There's also on that third hard point. With a little bit of experience now. Now Optic Gaming are playing this map potentially. You can see a little bit closer. The kills seem to be in their favor. They've pushed out the hardpoint. Lucky doing a good job just slaying outside that hill. 17-4, currently on a 3 streak. Again, streaks could be absolutely massive here, Revan, for the likes of Heretics.
Honestly, I was about to bring up that same point. You know, we've seen Lucky on these freeze throughout the game where he's gotten so close to earning those streaks. You really want to slow down your game, you know, start to slow it down, play some corners, let Optic Gaming push up and try to cash him coming off sprint. These streaks could end up coming back and possibly even taking the lead, but as soon as we start talking about it, Lucky falls. No streaks aren't from Heretics just yet, but we've had a lot of players get close to earning them.
Now this is the key here for me, Revan. Heretics on the first rotation, they went for that early rotation to second hill. They had positioning, but they didn't win the ultimate gunfight. It was Formal that broke through and gave Optic Gaming the advantage. They cannot allow that to happen again because that's what spiraled the game out of control. Now look at the minimap, it could be happening all over again. Lucky in a big gunfight, the back, Formal wins it. Optic Gaming once again with the advantage.
Yeah, don't agree with that challenge there from Lucky. He's all alone, no support coming. You saw on the minimap, his teammates just coming off respawn. They spawn outside down, it's on the water side of the map. Lucky should have held this back box and waited for his teammates, and that's how we're going. All four go down. Heretics Optic Gaming know exactly what's up. And take a look at where Carver's position. He's blocking the spawns over near the cold side map. This forces Heretics to spawn up near water, and now we have streaks on the side of Optic Gaming. They're starting to win this game.
That's the key. Once again, this second half, the second rotation, it spirals out of control for Optic Gaming. Crim with full streaks and a minute 44 hill time. He's had a phenomenal game, 21-14. He's going to stay in that hill, and you know, if you are Optic Gaming, you can afford a little bit of a late rotation. But Heretics, this is where they brought the game back in the first rotation. They were down by about 60 points and were able to make it somewhat competitive as they headed over towards that final hill. But Formal doing a good job again, slaying it there.
And this time around, Optic playing tighter together on this rotation. You see Crimsix, he's going to be playing all the way around water. They have the coal side spawns, they're going to get the scrap time. And then once again, as you're saying, it's Heretics. Early positioning on this Nox hardpoint. Let's see if they can find these kills and try to get that first wave like they did last time.
Karma late on that rotation, close from an old hill. Journey was able to shut him down, so now Karma will spawn with his teammates, but Methods picks up a double kill. Not allowing Optic to get close to the hill just yet, so 20 seconds gone. Heretics doing a good job of just holding on, but here comes that wave of aggression from Optic Gaming. They look to slay out completely. 3 players go down. It leaves Methods last one alive in the hill. What's he able to do? Nothing. The trade's too strong from Optic Gaming, and this is what scares me now. With streaks and hill control, Revan, this game could be over.
Yeah, so with the streaks, it's obviously going to stop them from progressing forward into the hardpoint. It should allow Optic Gaming to get the final 20 seconds, and it should give them a good positioning going into the spear hardpoint. Now, on that Nox hardpoint, one thing that I saw from Heretics both times around is they don't really play with the windows too well. You saw Methods, you saw Lucky. They love the challenge out of the doorway. I think they need to slow down, play a bit more reserved now. Hardpoint, use the window coverage to your advantage.
And it's important you mentioned that as well, because I don't think it's just slowed down on that hill specifically. We've seen a couple of the players, get on 4 or 5 kill streaks and not able to lock in those streaks. Slowing down when you're in those situations is so key. We know how important streaks are, and just for the simple fact that we've seen Crim fully streaked down, it does put it in your mind this game is over.
I mean, take a look at the stats that Crim's dropped right now. 26 kills, 17 deaths, plus he's got a minute 55 inside the hardpoint. So when he has all that time, that means that the majority of his kills are inside the objective, and it takes a lot of pressure off the SMGs, right? They can constantly push out the lane because they don't have to sit inside and soak up time. Crim's doing that for them.
And it allows players like Karma to block spawns too. So it just means you're going to get even more time if you're Optic Gaming, and that really has been the case. 25 seconds left here though in barrels, and it is Heretics that are controlling it, but surely now the mountain is just going to be too steep to climb if you are a Heretics player. But the kills coming through, 17 seconds left. This is now where you need to win these crucial gunfights on rotation.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be tough from Heretics from here on out because Optic are only 23 points away from closing it out. If you're on the side of Heretics, you're worried about soaking up the rest of the scrap time, and then you're also worried about winning the rotation over towards the next hardpoint. It's manageable if you have streaks to work with, but you don't.
That's the problem, right? Too many times players from Heretics got close, but yet so far. Methods is going to break straight in, and there are the streaks. This is still a game. Decides to put the light bomb straight away. He responded to with a fighter pilot. That's 4 players down for Heretics. Unfortunately, Optic Gaming with the good spawns as well. Can Skunk slay out Heretics once again?
Not only the good spawns, they have the players that need fire that's covered. They have Skunk on the staircase. They have a great crossfire setup on the Heretics players as they're pushing back on spawns, but it's the fighter pilot from Methods. Finds two, that open goes on real quick. Takes him out. Skunk will watch that fall and went off the Gaming surging in his final hard point here.
Looks good, 20 seconds left. Game is now no longer winnable on this hill for Optic Optic Gaming, but Formal isn't done yet. He pumps two, pulls out the machine pistol. Can he find the third? It's Memphis that drops down. He ruins the party, but Scump's still there to trade. And with 8 seconds left, Optic Gaming are within reach now of closing out that number 1.
Yeah, Optic's creating hardpoint. It's okay to soak up the remaining scrap time because on its upcoming statue hardpoint, you want to be controlling the water side. You want position all three of that statue side steps, and you want to force Heretics to try and push through that gate alley. It's a nightmare to challenge a player on the staircase, but Heretics are not giving up without a fight. This is what you love to see, fight till the very last second of the game.
They could still possibly do it. It's
possible.
Such a tough challenge, and I do want to give props to Krim on his counter streaks there as well. That was so important. We didn't have time to mention it because of the chaos that ensues, but using his streaks almost instantly as Heretics use his, keeps that hill so closely contested, but it's Formal on the hard point now. They just need 3 more seconds. This should be GG. Optic Gaming.
Optic Gaming is able to take it, but Heretics do not allow themselves to be walked all over. We have to note that. I think they did put up a pretty decent fight there. We knew how tough this matchup was going to be for them. They're off to a slow start now that they're inside of the pool. Miles, you're getting to sit here with the bird's eye view. Anything catch your